Hello and welcome to the TCM Big Screen Classics Series. 4 Turner Classic Movies, Warner Brothers, and Fathom Events. I'm Ben Mankiewicz. You have turned out for a 40th anniversary screening of one of the biggest hits of 1982, a film that finds itself on list after list of the best horror movies ever made. Co-written and produced by Steven Spielberg, Poltergeist. First, I'm going to provide the dictionary definition for the word poltergeist. According to Merriam-Webster, a poltergeist is, quote, a noisy, usually mischievous ghost held to be responsible for unexplained noises. The word mischievous suggests playful fun. And while Poltergeist is not terrifying like The Shining, The Conjuring, or Candyman, I'm not sure I'd call it mischievous fun. This is a legitimately scary movie. It was also an innovative movie. Historically, haunted house films mostly told stories of spooky, uninhabited mansions that claimed victims who were just visiting. Today, movie audiences, like you good people, are used to seeing haunted residents that are well-lived-in homes, and Poltergeist was one of the movies that started that trend. It's the story of a married couple living in a brand new suburban home with their 3 children. They soon discover that the house has some issues. Steven Spielberg wrote the story and produced the film. By 1982, his legacy in Hollywood was already being built. Jaws came in 1975, Close Encounters of the Third Kind 2 years later, Raiders of the Lost Ark in 1981. In '82, Spielberg not only produced Poltergeist, he directed E.T., and it was that busy schedule that kept him from directing Poltergeist 2. Spielberg turned that job over to Tobe Hooper, who made a terrifying horror classic in 1974, The Texas Chainsaw Massacre. That film had made a big impression on Spielberg, so he hired Hooper. An actress named Zelda Rubinstein impressed Spielberg as well. He hired her to play an eccentric psychic in Poltergeist. Standing at just 4'3", Rubinstein nearly stole the show, even though this was just her 3rd feature film. She'd play the part again in 2 Poltergeist sequels. The movie was a huge box office hit, earning 3 Oscar nominations for its sound effects, editing, visual effects, and original score. From 1982, starring JoBeth Williams, Craig T. Nelson, Heather O'Rourke, and Beatrice Straight. Poltergeist. Welcome back. Writer-producer Steven Spielberg and director Tobe Hooper famously disagreed on some key points while working on Poltergeist, but they were united in thinking that the lead role should be played by actors largely unknown to mainstream movie audiences. They felt it would be scarier if the parents were not established movie stars. I mean, if the dad is Harrison Ford, you know he's going to be heroic and he's probably not going to die. So in came former comedy writer Craig T. Nelson and former soap opera star JoBeth Williams, who only had a few movie credits to their resumes. While Spielberg didn't officially direct Poltergeist, he was heavily involved, and there were times when he stepped in to shoot scenes himself. Spielberg was definitely on set to shoot the big swimming pool scene near the end of the film. JoBeth Williams was justifiably nervous about going into the water with all the lights, the microphones, and the electrical equipment around. To reassure her, Spielberg got into the water with her and said, "Now, if a light falls in, we'll both fry." Thanks for coming out for today's 40th anniversary screening of Poltergeist. Be sure to join us again next month for a special presentation of a landmark film starring a brilliant and pioneering actor, Sidney Poitier. We'll have the Best Picture Oscar winner of 1967, In the Heat of the Night, the film with the most famous slap in movie history. For tickets and more information, visit fathomevents.com. For Turner Classic Movies, Warner Brothers, and Fathom Events, I'm Ben Mankiewicz. Thanks for coming out to the show.